here. Very consistently played between, mostly through mid lane. And there are a lot of AP junglers that you can still go towards, even with the Diana ban. Even though Rumble has been kind of on the back end, you could still go towards that. Irelia, almost forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Really strong, at least through the changes that she had. So great flex pick as well. And Armao has a damn good Sejuani if he wants to go in that direction. So nice blind pick. Let's see what FlyQuest responds with.
I know sitting here at the beginning of the day with Kobe, he started looking up solo queue data for Irelia. The matchups that look really good into her, someone like Fiora, because you can always reactively repost her stun and just the 1v1 becomes free. A bigger stat stick like Jax looks really good as well. Sadly, the champs aren't in the meta. I think they really can be viable. You beat them at the 1v1 game and go on from there, but we'll see what FlyQuest actually want.
Hey, and to your point, I mean, one thing that I've liked about Kumo when he was playing in Academy, but also just in solo queue, he's more than willing to take those off-branded counter picks, and FlyQuest is in red side. Let's see how creative they can get. Thresh being picked up means that they can still go towards an Aphelios later on, and with the Lucian picked up now, I think that FlyQuest does still have a great 1-2 here. I want to see what Team Liquid responds with, but like a Nautilus, Leona has been something you can easily go towards. I'd say Leona is probably the best blind pick support right now, outside of Thresh because of the more champions you can go towards. Let's see.
Right. Well, want to see what comes through. I will point out Irelia can certainly be flexible. She, of course, can be a mid laner. I believe you've seen Jensen play the champion on Team Liquid himself. So wait to see where it actually goes. Of course, by TL being on blue side, not only do they know, like with 99% certainty, that's Lucian mid, so they can just pick the matchup now and be sure if they like it. But if Fly really waits long enough, they can force him to wait a little bit longer and maybe have to guess on the top lane side of things.
Yeah, and I mean, once we know and can flesh out a little bit more of the draft, the Syndra that we saw from the previous game, I love it just because of the play pattern versus AD matchups like Tristana and Lucian. Very easy if he's trying to play a little bit more aggressively and dash forward, of course, just to stun him right then and there. And even though in the previous game we didn't get to see the kill combo of Lucian Syndra, if you're able to see that in this game, I think it's going to be pretty damn good. Varus is going to be picked up. I think it's a good idea to at least get that strong blind before you go into 4-5. And you just start getting chipped at in the AD carry ban, so.
Okay, Rumble coming through. Now, I will be very clear, I do not think Rumble jungle is particularly good. I think Rumble top and mid is completely passable. You can see that 41% win rate? Maybe I was right all along about jungle as well, by the way. Of course, right? But have not been enthused with the Rumble jungles that I have seen, and considering, okay, Diana's banned, there's still other AP junglers like Lilia out there if you're really, really concerned about damage types.
Yeah, and I think he's probably thinking it from the perspective that if it's going to be a Gragas, it could likely be a Gragas jungle. We've seen it really early on in the split with Xerxes, but, with that being said, picking it on 3 and then banning for it, like banning out a jungler that can contest you, and Olaf comes to mind immediately, would probably be a smart decision.
Well, right now, at the very least, Olaf is gone. Viego, who's more and more being a jungler, is gone. It's actually just triple jungle bans from FlyQuest in the first place, so it seems like they really have covered it. Like, to be clear, like that's actually been pretty safe for them. Top lane bans coming through on both sides. Gragas expected to be a jungler means support Nautilus is banned away. Not convinced on Irelia mid or top, so Gangplank from the top lane is banned out here. FlyQuest certainly aware of how flexible the composition is, as TL expects AD top lane. Okay, indeed, Renekton is gone. What's next to round out the composition? I'm not sure what Camille really looks like, but I think Camille is also like a very good champion and completely pickable. Might be a ban. No, Kalista, take off some bot lane priority. But Aphelios, the best AD carry in the game, is up. Just take it.
It makes a lot of sense for them, at least from Team Liquid's perspective, because picking out the lethality Varus, they're baiting the pick into it. They want the Aphelios to be picked, and the Kalista, even though Varus fares very well versus Kalista Thresh, very volatile bot lane, makes a lot of sense. You don't want to run into that. So this hover, very legitimate.
True. This was just tactical.
That too. that
but they're both true. Right? You are also correct. I actually would not mind Rumble. Actually, the problem with Malphite is you move Rumble top, and that is the second freest matchup in all of League of Legends.
That's true.
You actually can't blind pick Malphite without Sylas and Rumble banned.
That is also
It's actually impossible. I just want to chime in my view here. As Leona is grabbed, you mentioned Leona's very good. She is in. Leona Varus is really scary. That can get a lot of damage done. And TL have to now cement the Irelia into one of the lanes. Where does she actually want to play? Camille is grabbed, and they say, hey, gauntlet thrown, Camille is top, fight me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of team fight power here in Team Liquid's composition. You have the Irelia, once the team fight starts, she can come into the flank position. Camille can always provide an active input with her ultimate. Leona and Varus, very easy. In fact, I expect the Gragas to be pathing towards the bot side a little bit more frequently because he will always have access to the Irelia lane. But the Varus and Leona makes easy picks here.
All right, Diamond locks in Sett for Kumo. Quick aside, I feel like Sett and Diamond actually look a little bit similar. I like realized that as he locked in. I'm like, you know, they have somewhat similar faces. Just want to point that out. Some photoshops are coming soon to Twitter. Please let me know. Because yeah, I wanna see that, and I don't know why I'm going on with this still. But the champs are locked in. It is Rumble Jungle to my personal dismay, but I'll get off the topic right now. Big fan of Aphelios Thresh. I think the Varus poke can be scary, but Thresh can really peel the Leona well, so I don't expect Tomo to have big problems as far as that's concerned. The Camille dive, that's the scary part, right? That's the part where you can't lantern away to safety. You really can be attacked. You really can follow up. That's the part that's scary, so we'll see if Alphari can be the difference maker here.
Yeah, and also Team Liquid can play a little bit of a 1-3-1 with Camille and Irelia on sides, and the Lucian will be a little bit bullied because you expect the Gragas to be playing towards the Irelia at that moment. And Lucian always is going to be put in a volatile situation. I remember a few years when Lucian top lane was picked a little bit more consistently, people would just pick the Irelia straight into it because you're going to get that health anyways. And it's just easy to just, you know, find Q into the minion, E to lock him down. So that's something that Lucian has to be focused on a little bit more. That being said, if he goes into a little bit more of that lethality build, then he can just play at a distance. The range advantage that team would have later on in the game would play in.
All right, looking for the range difference, looking for the side lane difference here as well as Team Liquid and FlyQuest do battle. TL hoping to keep up with the wins that Cloud9 and Evil Genius has both got earlier today, hoping to keep that three-way tie for third alive. Only one game behind TSM for second if they win this one. On the other side, it is almost the exact opposite. FlyQuest are just that one game inside the playoff bubble. As teams above them lock their spots into the postseason, FlyQuest are battling Golden Guardians fiercely for what appears to be the last spot in the postseason.
It's the best time of the year. That's what I love about that playoff hunt. Even if you have 8 out of 10 teams, you still have those 3 teams that are gunning for it. And with the improvements that both FlyQuest, Golden Guardians have made, and also the improvement, I would say that, or at least the attempt that I would see from CLG, adding Demonte into the mix and just trying to get a different vibe and environment for the team. It's what it's all about. So I want to see what the last few games at least show us. What have they been practicing this week?
All right, now it's triple on Lucian mid, and we'll keep seeing what build we go for. It's always fun to kind of roll the dice and see what comes out of it. Blue Smite for both junglers. Not exactly auto-attackers in the side, so obviously makes total sense there. It is going to be Harvest on the Rumble side. Predator for Armao. Means he's got the gank power, but is not going to be durable. If you can find him with a hook, that man is dying. Maybe a stopwatch keeps him alive, but that's going to be about it. So Armao will have to play the team fights well, and is not going to be very strong from behind. And by the way, after the games, be sure to check out the Bud Light League Lounge on Sundays, 6 p.m. roughly, whenever the games are done. Triple is in this game right now on the Lucian. Looks fly. Going to be joining Dash, and he was on FlyQuest.
Now he was.
Yeah, as they wrap up week 8, but that's, you know, in 2 days' time. But check it out with him.
Yeah, start off with a good performance here. And, you know, he does have PTA, so it is a pretty good indicator that he's going to be going towards at least more of a crit build. A lot of the times we have seen Airy being picked if you end up going towards more lethality type build.
Okay.
So that's going to be one thing to watch out for. Now, with the Rumble jungle being picked out, at least he gets the benefit of not finding that hard counter pick from the enemy team. So both junglers are just going to be farming out, playing a more facilitating role. I think Gragas starting bot side to top side, at least in this instance, makes sense because if the top lane is going to be volatile, if you're going Ignite here for the Camille, then you do want to at least be able to cover for her.
Well, mid laners trading a couple of blows here as Jensen wants the wave, heals a little bit as he knocks them down. Triple one to harass him, but not getting all that much done. And looks like the third wave should bounce back to Lucian if he wants it to. He might not, but he's going for Q last hits, playing a little bit safely right now. Actually spotted the Gragas on Raptors. I believe there was a ward there to know what happened. That's what you get out of shoving the first 2 waves. You can take 1 deep ward. Sidesteps a bit of the damage, but this is going to be a good trade. Q to follow. Almost dead. Oh, Jensen, I don't believe had another Q, so couldn't force the rest of the damage, but now top laner's battling as well. Alphari feeling pretty good about this one. Big haymaker comes across for Kumo, able to dodge away Camille's Q2.
Yeah, and Jensen was just holding on to the flash, but didn't feel like it needed it, but it's going to be a gank opportunity here.
That's a slow. That is no mana, but no follow-through. Despite the fact Diamond's there, Didn't go for like a flash flay play, but does get Jensen's flash back out.
Yeah, and the minion wave is quite large, so he's not going to get frozen on. But this damage coming out of Kumo.
Yeah, Kumo tried to time his stun properly. I believe still stunned up by Alphari though, so took the worst of that trade and has to take a pretty rough recall. That's going to be some minions dropped for sure. Check out the jungle matchup, of course, if you want, between NXI and Armao. And now as the Gragas keeps on moving, gets top scuttle. Bot one yet to be fought for. And the game is 200 gold to Team Liquid's side.
And I love the focus here is going to be on, the jungle matchup. Because for NXI, we've been seeing them on more mechanically intensive junglers. The Lucian comes to mind for me. And now being on the Rumble, a little bit more focus is going to be on him as a mage playing team fights and hoping the rest of the team sets him up. So this is going to be an interesting gank opportunity here. Oh, triples in on it.
Takes a backflip. Alphari, when is he going to hold the stun? Goes in for the trade again. Kumo is now out of cooldowns, by the way. Flash follow could kill him. Ignite is on. He'll just barely survive it. First blood comes in. NXI is there to turn it around.
Just so close, but of course, Flashless trying to get his wave in.
Right.
FlyQuest recognized that, came in for a gank and an amazing opportunity. That does get the flash for Kumo, but man, really good call there.
But TP was still up, so instantly back in the lane. Doesn't miss almost any farm at all, and as Kumo had the TP back earlier because of Alphari's better laning, he's dropping like an entire minion wave here.
Yeah, this actually comes out a little bit better here for Alphari. The fact that he's losing this entire wave. In fact, it could be a setup for a dive. Gragas is coming in and he's camping out the bush.
He's down a full level, by the way. He's 4 barely. And now this is a stun landing, and he's off of yet another wave. He punches back, and honestly, Alphari doesn't care. Alphari is such a dominant laner. This part is true. This was never for debate around the man. As he brought a jungler around, hey, Kumo's dropped even lower. Hey, look, it's another wave you lose to your turret. This is a lot of golden XP. This is never a lane that's going to feel good pretty much ever again for the Sett.
Yeah, I mean, they called a great audible, Team Liquid did. When Gragas was pathing towards top side, the gank ended up happening. I mean, you're right, the TP advantage was still there. Alphari was able to come in there, and Gragas is oh my god,
and they even win this. Body slam flash kills him. You can't step up that early. You know Armao is there, and it's spoiled in the top lane.
This is awful, and the next wave is going to be denied too. You just have to wait a little bit longer for NXI to finally get there. Play coming into the mid lane.
Waiting for the stun, the dodge gets out of the way, okay, but there's no counterpunch right now. This is one of the most lopsided one-to-one matchups I've seen in top lane, and I've seen some lopsided matchups right now. Okay, Triple's doing really well, but look how far down Kumo is. Diamond's got more XP than him.
It is rough. And I mean, FlyQuest, when they get put in these positions, and it happens pretty much every game, where their early games are pretty disastrous. In this case, they were trying to be the aggressive types to create an advantage. They just didn't have an exit strategy.
Oh, that's going to land. That's going to be the first Q reset, but you've got a Rumble in your pocket. Triple going to make it a trade 1-for-1 as both mid laners drop. NXI going to be slowed by the cask. Has to walk away, but Tomo getting a bit low. Has to flash for safety. CoreJJ still on the chase. Finds the first stun. Nice flash arrow comes in, but he's ignited on a minion wave. The summoner heal means a flash follow will kill, but CoreJJ is going to root him and stun him in front of the turret, and it's going to be 2-1 for Team Liquid's bot lane.
Across the board, this is working out better for Team Liquid. At least there are trades still happening here. Triple able to get the trade on towards Jensen, and of course the same thing happening bot side, but it was the Thresh that picked up that kill. So, the expectation of Team Liquid's individual players performing that we've been wanting to see since Spring Split finally coming into fruition. Of course, this is the play that we were looking for. NXI didn't get a vision on him, they didn't know this was happening. So this is just Jensen starting off the play really early on.
Cleanse is good. The play backwards is fine, but tactical. The hook is funny because he's like, wait a second, I can kill this man. Flash lets it go, gets it right.
Yeah, and of course, getting the heal off, thinks that he's just going to be out of range, but the flash does come through from Thresh. But yeah, this is a bloody game.
True. And it's only, I say, 700 gold apart. Now, that is pretty much all in top lane. And that's going to bleed out for a while. Obviously, 2 turret plates are done. Herald feels like it's almost a freebie off of the top pressure they're going to get. I mean, we'll see, of course, but it's 2 real items to 2 Doran's items. Like, I'm sorry to Doran himself, but your items aren't as good.
Yeah, that's why FlyQuest is never going to have ownership over this objective. I mean, they're making the early rotation with Thresh, but if that would ever happen, to your point, this is just only going to get worse, and Sett is only going to fall further behind. So it's a pretty bad situation for FlyQuest. I think they should just try and trade bot side at this point. Try and at least get turret plates bot side instead of trying to contest. But it looks like they're pulling. Nah, Aphelios is just taking Gromp during this time. So
well, I wonder, yeah, how much they're going to play for. Because I think if you 3v3 on the turret, you're okay here. You don't actually one-shot a Sett with Haymaker. But
this is bullying.
Guess what? Yeah, they're there first, right? Pull the team up. Hey, look, we can deny another wave. Now, TL, right, they are playing for Alphari. And I'm not saying this is a problem. A fed Camille is a fed Camille. But this is one thing, if you watch TL games with Alphari, he plays for himself, he is vocal, and he wants to play for himself. He wants the team to play for him. Will it pay off a lot of time? Absolutely it will. But right now, instead of getting Herald, okay, yeah, it's absolutely doing it now, but it's like, okay, first we deny the wave. First, I want to get that turret plate. Now we go for the next one. Is it going to work? Yeah, probably. But I just want to kind of point out the trends that we see with this player.
In Spring Split, it worked positively for them. It was an interaction that they would constantly be the team that would play side lane first, get an advantage. A lot of the key moments that we remember in Spring Split would be like Alphari solo killing Fudge in a C9 TL game and then finding advantage on the opposite side of the map. But that was something that was built off the small details. But in the Summer Split, it comes to a great negative where, you know, in those times, they're making a play topside for Alphari, but, you know, people will get picked in rotation towards that play. But as long as they can clean it up, then TL can get to where they once were.
Right, absolutely. It's just getting that mid-game to keep going. 1,000 gold difference still going to be just centered around top lane. CSD remains about 30 up there. That's massive, to be clear, but it is somewhat flattening around that 30 difference as the next shop comes in for some steel caps in for Kumo. Level 6 to level 8, that's a tough one. But hey, NXI gets to take the bottom scuttle. It's a little bit of a small recompense. Knocks down a small control ward, okay. But I'm waiting now for the Herald charge to come through from Armao, and I'm waiting to see that first dragon come through as well.
Yeah, and that's going to be something that NXI is going to be on standby for until his camps come up, because at least the setup that they do have is going to be in reaction of where the Herald is going to be placed. Starting Dragon now is always a risk, but at least now that they have push in both bot lane and mid lane at the same time, they can get this bursted down with the guns that Aphelios has. Otherwise, they're never going to have access to this. So, yep, makes sense. Good timing there from FlyQuest.
So first Dragon gets to go through onto the FlyQuest side. This is, I'm just going to tunnel on it because this is what the game is, right? We're not having a lot of action. We have a giant top diff. TL have spent all their macro bucks on denying top lane waves in the bet that Alphari will pay them off in team fights. And that's very, very likely, but it means that TL didn't spend their macro bucks getting a, like, Dragon they should probably just get off the fact that their bot lane has 2 kills and they've got a fed Camille who can shove a wave and just walk down and say Dragon's ours, and they would say yes, indeed it is, you have a fed Camille. And I just find that interesting to see how that's getting paid out, and we'll see what it becomes later on in the game as Alphari doesn't quite feel he can go for a turret plate, so it just kind of lets the wave crash in and lets Kumo get the farm.
Yeah, I mean, comps like these give you multiple options because the Varus and Leona can play safe. In the draft, I was more so focusing on Gragas to play bot side, because if you want consistent leads, then yeah, playing towards the Leona engage, the Varus engage, the priority that they'll have through the Varus poke, of course, as well in the build, I would expect to see that a little bit more. I think most teams will do that 9 and 10 times, but in this case, yeah, small advantage comes up top side, and now they're just bullying it. I usually love those. You see those attributes in championship teams that they're able to adapt on the fly. But at some point, you got to be able to share the wealth a bit. So I want to be able to see Alphari kind of rotate towards mid lane. A lot of times in the LPL, LCK, you'll look for dives mid with the advantage that you have topside. So that can be a play as well. So let's see what the play is. I mean, they're just going to be this ganks.
Here we go, yep.
Yeah.
He's going to find himself a slow, puts the ulti in. Kumo should be able to walk him into turret range, gets the punch across, cast right back. Perfect timing, Armao's in for the kill.
And that's just going to be a straight drop in Rift Herald if they want to. I mean, that's a free turret. And then on the opposite side, you're not really going to be getting much anyways. It's Team Liquid that has actually swapped Tactical and CoreJJ mid to pick up this wave. So overall, this is a great lane assignment here from Team Liquid, while Kumo is just bleeding.
Yeah, he is. There we go. Top turret is gone. 6-10 on to the Camille. That feels good. Nice little cheeky play by Core. I think the sweeper did see Thresh, so expected the hook. Managed to play around that. And we're going to get the Herald to crash into top lane tier 2. This doesn't always get to happen, but as the time is spent elsewhere, now Tomo's in a 1v1. It's going to look pretty bad, but the Lantern's far away. And Jensen now flayed in. May have gone too far. Flash follow. They're going to find the kill. And Jensen does indeed bleed out 450 gold back in to FlyQuest.
Yeah, that was pretty greedy. He knew that Gragas was coming towards him. At that point, Team Liquid was just protecting camps, so FlyQuest would get nothing off of what was happening topside. But then the moment Gragas is in the area, you know, Jensen sees an opening. He actually did quite a good job up until he fully committed. So, you know, those kind of plays is what FlyQuest hunt for, and it's nice that they're able to get at least some crumbs.
Alrighty, but it means the game is now 2,000 apart because of all the gold earned from the top crash. There is really no stopping Alphari in this game, it feels like. Sure, there are some missteps here and there, but it's getting worse and worse. Tomo grabs one. Here's the fight.
And he instantly is able to proc out 4 stacks on that. When the play happening bot side.
And it's just a kill. Tomo, goodbye. Just the stun was there, and Core and Armao showed up, and there's vengeance. You know, Jensen has teammates too.
Yeah, I wonder what the setup there was. I mean, FlyQuest had full vision, not of just River, but of the tri-bush as well. So the fact that Armao was able to get in there with Thresh right behind him, it's hard to see that kill ever happening. So pretty rough. Tomo gets caught out, and now with his death, they can try and push for another turret. I mean, they're already chipping down at bot lane turret at the same time.
Plates are still up for a few more seconds, so it's really a lot of money gained. Top lane, of course, we know was already claimed. Bot lane, the last 2 or 3 of its plates down there, so plenty of money gained here is just a great flash stun.
Yeah, I mean, Leona's in there with ultimate, just flashes forward. This is just, yeah, there's no way in which you can react to that one, so makes a lot of sense. Gets in range, hard forces it.
Yeah, seems like Lantern was down. Maybe he used it to, maybe it was like to check Tri-Brush to get a ward down, or maybe it was, you know, he went for a turret plate and he got Lanterned out, and then Core's like, ah, it's a window, let's go. Either way, well done and a good kill. It puts our gold lead at 2.3 thousand, and TL feel pretty good. Next Dragon comes up in 45 seconds. FlyQuest put on the top side, but not getting that much done as Core knocks down some vision. But now we got to see the teams move around to the next objective. If Dragon is to be a priority, I need to see Alphari run down, but Alphari wants to walk top lane and save his TP and use that to be in the fight.
It's plays like these that I'm a little bit concerned with FlyQuest because they actually lose a full bot lane wave there. They're trying to at least contest for blue buff. They say, no, we can't do that because obviously they're that far behind. Alphari's on that side of the map, so they get rejected there. And now they're just losing free mid lane waves, hoping that Team Liquid walk up forward and make a mistake.
Yeah, bot lane crashed into the turret. Jensen just, okay, I'm not going to greed for turret damage. They might roam down. My ward control's not the best that I can get flash flayed, so cool, we'll deny 130 gold. Try again next wave. Okay, ready to go for Dragon, spawning in 2 seconds. Oh, Camille's hitting top lane. Oh, she's stealing red? Cool.
Yeah, they're just losing waves across the board, and the moment Sett shows himself, Camille's going to be there for the team. So this is just pretty horrendous. I'm trying to find out if FlyQuest ever gets an out, ever calls it off, or just goes for Dragon. But they know Dragon's called for. Irelia is in a flank. Camille has TP. So they put themselves in a pretty bad position. I mean, this is just going to be Team Liquid's first Dragon. I don't know why they're playing so hard for it.
All right, well, TL getting rid of some of the vision, looking for the play now. Flash play, they're going to find the first target. Is it enough damage, though, is the question. Stopwatch used, CoreJJ is going to be safe. And now Diamond has been attacked, but he is not the ideal target, so out goes Alphari. NXI now dropped to about 400 health, though he's got to be a bit careful here. Kumo hits the front line, but he's level 9. Tactical's got more XP than him in the bottom lane, and now the health bar is a bit low. It's going to be FlyQuest trying for this Dragon.
This is going to be rough. I mean, if you literally hit the Dragon, the slow is going to make it even easier for Team Liquid to just hit their targets. So, yeah, they're losing mid-turret. This is just them losing waves bot side, losing waves top side, and now it looks like they're going to lose the mid lane turret, all while waiting for a miracle to happen.
I'm not going to have that miracle. Alphari going to go ahead and solo kill the mid lane outer turret. He gets farther and farther and farther ahead. All right, end of the day. FlyQuest, they have claimed a single Dragon, but the cost of that, the gold lead was 2.3K. It's 4,000 now. 1,800 gold changed hands, and they got a Dragon. I did 800 gold almost every time.
Yeah, not worse. This is what I'm going to call it. And you know what? At least from FlyQuest perspective, they have a win con they can play towards, but Team Liquid will always fight them on third Drake. So as long as nothing catastrophic happens from Team Liquid side, this seems like a pretty easy team fight angle from TL in 4 minutes time.
Yeah. The 30 CS lead is 70 now, by the way, up in the top side. 75 total gold. Yeah. Alphari is a very, very rich man. He wins any 1v1 on the map. He's still got a full level over Kumo. As you can see, 11.5. The Sett, I imagine, barely 10. Yeah. He was level 9 when we were walking around in the bottom river. So that man's got like 4 waves to go till he matches up with Alphari here.
And it's kind of crazy. It reminds me of Spring Split. This would be the identity of Team Liquid. Play it slow, play towards our lane advantage rather than for the full objective. Fight for the objective that we need to fight for. So a lot of the times, what that would mean is we're giving up first Dragon, maybe the second Dragon, for Rip Charlton top lane turret instead, right? Something we've just been talking about coming into the series is like playing for Alphari's individual lead. Same would go for, you know, Tactical and CoreJJ if they're put in the opposite side of the map. So at the end of the day, it's gold income being put in towards Team Liquid. And also, they're just being choked out. At least FlyQuest is.
Nice little sidestep. Fancy feet from CoreJJ. I think that actually was Fog as well, because it was defensive control work from FlyQuest side, so impressive again from the former MVP on Team Liquid. He is really an outstanding player. Everyone knows it. It's definitely true. Team Liquid have done a really good job to essentially win through top. He's got the most farm in the game. He's gotten everything he needs. Now, hey, Kumo, you're probably dead here. Gonna go for the dunk to the side. Not gonna matter too much. Gets a good punch to cancel the backflip. And Alphari, of course, cannot flash follow, but he can. Hook shot under the turret. Second backflip's good enough. Yeah, that's an ADCS lead. Turned into a kill right there. Triples in, and Alphari may have some numbered days here. But first, it's damage on a triple. It's a flay back. It's barely the man living, and it is a shutdown finally through. But it took 3 of them to kill a half-health Camille.
And that's just going to be Team Liquid instantly saying, you know what? Let's see if that's worth. Push straight through mid lane. Top turret's going to be going down towards the Irelia. And so it's nothing. Look, FlyQuest needs to make plays happen here. They've lost full control of mid and top lane waves. And so recognizing if we just let the current game state slide, we're losing this game in incredibly slow fashion. So they're making the attempts, and it's just not working this time.
Oh, that is a TP. That is Jensen coming down for another fight here. Mana is low on Lucian. He's going to have a hard time taking that fight. Jensen's going to check the brush, checks the second brush. Oh, I found him. I think his stun's down. But now Triple needs to find a teammate. He's like, yeah, bud, I think you're dying. Tries to sidestep, and he's like, I'm sorry, dude, it's not enough. The smite is enough for the assist, the solo kill. I mean, functionally a solo kill goes through to Jensen, but the assist gold gets to happen for Armao, and it's looking real good. 4.7 thousand remains the gold lead here, as TL probably set up for Dragon number 3 soon.
Yeah, and I mean, using that kill as an opportunity, that was a 30-second death timer, so now you get free push mid lane, and you can just place your wards towards the bot side. So this Dragon, I mean, should not be contested from FlyQuest side. They got to be thinking steps ahead, so top lane turret should be the call. Base is happening here for FlyQuest, and for me, the only time I would actually see that is if they are thinking about contesting Vision for Team Liquid, so let's see if that's the play.
Well, we've got Shield Bow in for Tomo. He knows he's going to take a whole bunch of damage from afar. You cannot Gale Force that ultimate, so okay, we'll take the upfront durability. The Diamond's got a Lantern, Diamond's got Guardian. Maybe it's going to be enough. I want to point out, by the way, this is attack speed. This is WMAX second for Tomo. Again, I am actually not a fan of that build, but he's going for the Phantom Dancer look here, it looks like. Maybe a Hurricane, but probably Phantom Dancer. And going for much more auto-attack DPS as opposed to being bursty. I think it is the slightly inferior build, but it's a really minor point here. This game is still about Alphari in the top lane. He got the resources, and he is making them pay off.
Yeah, the 2-item power spike that we see in the new build, the Collector build.
It's great.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Even, you got to see it. If anybody hasn't watched that 100 series, 100 Thieves game, that like turnaround team fight that you got to see from FBI in the red side jungle, the damage that he outputs, just because of that build alone, it's a reason why people are going towards it. So yeah, I definitely echo that sentiment.
Here we go. Herald top side. Triple going to be taking this one. We can see with 20 seconds to go, Triple without teleport. FlyQuest are pretty much making a very strong statement that they are not going to play for this Dragon.
Yeah.
Unless Alphari decides to burn TP nowhere and just actually be unable to match, the fact that he can show up bot means there's no way FlyQuest can do it.
Yeah, but at least, you know, Rumble's going to be also in a pretty difficult spot since he's now just kind of limited to one quadrant of the jungle in this point of the game. So the Gragas is even going to get larger and larger in a lead just because of that game state. And he's been doing quite well. At least NXI has been this game. But now because of the game state, not going to be able to farm his own camp. So yeah, finally you're going to see the Dragons come in towards Team Liquid. Okay. And it seems like it's going to be more of a Baron game, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, Dragon still is 37 minutes in. That, you know, the game's probably decided in most situations, right? 37 is well below the average game time of a pro game. So, yeah, Teal are happy, right? Because they said, okay, you can take Dragon. We're playing for top lane. I'm denying 3 waves top lane. Second Dragon, that's fine. We're playing for top lane. We got a turret up there. Third Dragon, oh, we're ahead too much. It's ours without any cost, right? They spent macro bucks on Alphari, and now he's like, cool, we got Prio. I have TP up. It's ours. The investment's working.
Exactly. Now any lane that Kumo goes into, he's just permanently under turret. And so that bot lane wave, you know, being eaten up by the Irelia means that the vision can be placed down pretty firmly in that blue side jungle. Play get made here, not going to work. These are ultimates being expended not just from the Aphelios, but also the Rumble, just to find anything. It's pretty desperate.
I mean, but it's going to feel that way, right? You've been bleeding out gold constantly, and okay, top lane is stabilized now at only an ADCS difference, only a level and a half, but it's at least stayed there. The problem is the rest of the map has gone beyond that. The rest of the map is still a 5,000 gold difference. That's not just the top lane difference now. The rest of everyone else is doing really well. Big stun combo comes across. Lantern Cleanse gets him to safety. But can you get away from the rest of this one? I don't think so. Tomo gets to buy some time, but Kumo is going to find a punch to keep himself alive. But here comes the flank. Camille is in and just deletes the rest of the bottom lane. Top is gone as well, and just like that, TL get the 3-0 team fight.
And it just starts with Tomo clearing the ward alone because he's confident with a Lantern behind him and Cleanse he can get out of there, but there are multiple waves of engage that's going to hit you. Another person.
Woo! Here's another one, and he flashes and Gale forces to safety.
Yeah, and that's going to be a Baron for Team Liquid. This game has been pretty brutal from FlyQuest, just from the early game onwards. And it kind of is the answer for what FlyQuest has been known for. If they fall behind, they'll make plays, yeah, sure. But Team Liquid has been reading it pretty easily and have been saying, okay, yeah, we're not going to play for these objectives that TSM has played for in the past and then lost. And so it's making FlyQuest a little flustered, making mistakes that you don't ordinarily see.
True. But end of the day, right, they couldn't answer all the top pressure, and now in the mid game, they can't team fight anymore.
Yeah, so this is how you want to end up playing it, of course, even though you have players on side waves, you know, the TP coming through. And also just...
Hate cast.
Yeah, amazing cast coming in from Armao. Just to collapse on towards the bottom lane. Thresh was trying to help out. It definitely got pulled into it.
Yeah. Knocked into the team. Other one gets set up right in front of Camille. It's like, oh, I'll take that one. Let me just hit him real quick. No big deal. Yeah, 0 damage Rumble. Of course, he get ulted early and then just couldn't get in, right? He's practically a melee champion. Slow only on the diamond. Now, Kulik's pretty good. Tactical burned low. Tactical nearly dead. And you know the assassin build would have killed him there from Aphelios. But we got to look at the fight as the dunk comes across. Big damage, and Jensen, he's going to stay alive. Finds him a double kill and walks right back out. And it's time to go for a bit more. There's the triple. There's the quadra. He's going to stay alive. He cannot find the penta, but it's still a team fight one with some heroics from Jensen. And the chase down is in. He's going to run to safety. Alphari's there for the dunk. That's going to be the kill. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. There you go. It's team up back in. Bud Light Ace, Team Liquid are crushing FlyQuest.
That was the best look FlyQuest could have asked for. The Rumble ultimate being layered down on towards tactical in between the turret and the terrain. He was not going to be a part of that fight, but in comes the Irelia. Gore, Drinker, Sterix, Gage, you can't kill that man. It's just completely eviscerates FlyQuest lineup.
All right, Jensen quadra kill, final performance play. Let's see it again.
Yeah, so once again, Triple's ultimate being layered on towards the back line for the great cast once again from Armao. And just take a look at Jensen here. He gets thrown into the team and says, you know what, I'll take that fight. On a diamond, gets the kill on the AD as well. Great help from Armao as well with a double body slam. And then Jensen cleans it off, has 4 kills here, and he thinks that he can be able to get the pentas. Just so damn close.
Yeah, but that's late game Irelia, right? Probably about 70% physical damage reduction, channeling the W, right? Gets it set, dunked in, holds W and goes, cool, I've got functionally 8,000 health?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't kill me without any damage? Weird. And then, you know, proceeds to just pop everybody off. So, I mean, smart play, of course. He's actually going for a pretty tanky build, right? Sterix second. Actually, a Gore Drinker primary, didn't even notice that until just now.
Yeah.
Isn't going for the attack speed builds at all, but clearly working very well on this Bruiser.
I've been seeing that a little bit more from the Irelias these days. I know from the very beginning you usually see, you know, Blade of the Rune King into Mythic, and with this build you just simply don't die, and it comes off with the W buffs that she ended up getting, including the magic resist that you end up tanking as well. So makes a lot of sense. I've been a fan of it, and for sure if you have this monstrous lead, you are simply not going to die. So
sure, it's
tough for FlyQuest to find a target in this composition.
And realistically, I mean, the team is also so kitey. Like, you're not going to find good Rune King targets. Like, you know, it is actually like a good pivot for this game because unless you're stat checking Sett, oh, Sett's too small for me to care about stat checking. Okay, well then let me build the front line a bit better. So it's a good build overall, but it really does fit this game. Fan of that one. 16-6 now. Next Dragon is alive. TL. No one's getting Dragons for this game. There's no way it goes that long, so they're playing it for the Siege instead.
Playing through 3 lanes, you should keep this game state. Top lane inhibitor is just going to die as long as FlyQuest are defending both mid and bot. This is going to be, I mean, they're not playing off this wave, so FlyQuest should realistically not be here. So they're just going to lose top lane inhibitor for free. It's this next wave that they're going to be fighting for.
Yeah. They don't think they can cut him off and take him down despite being flashless. Of course, Alphari has escape tools with the hook shot, so they will bleed the mid inhibitor. They will lose the top inhibitor. Bot lane turret is what they are going to be willing to fight for. Will it happen? Ult comes across, decent damage on Tactical and Jensen, but no one's there for the rest of it. Diamond's top bot is Armao with a pretty big air ball there for the explosive cask. Not going to mean too much. Good side step by Tactical to get away from the hook of Diamond, and just like that, health bars are low, cooldowns are missing, and it's time to give up or your base.
Yeah, Varus just chipping at them. You hate to see it. Bottom lane turret going down. Inhibitor, at this point, FlyQuest has to draw the line in the sand somewhere. It would have to be now.
Okay, they're going to hook Irelia, but again, she is really tanky. Here comes the push forward. The box comes out for Diamond. Alphari into the back line, gets the ulti across, and they're not going to kill Kumo just yet. Gets a big punch, but there comes the first one. Diamond is down, and it's time for number 2. Triple flashing back to safety to stay alive, but no one is dead on TL, and it's time for Jensen to find the stun, find the kill, and try to run away. Does not take damage, showing the W. Stopwatch the turret shot, and in fact, yeah, FlyQuest stop and watch their base die. 2-0 in the fight so far. TP to heal back up. Alphari is going to be back in action as Tactical will burn down. NXI finds himself a single kill, but will it even be enough as Kumo tanks up, and he's going to find the Guardian Angel popped on the opposing top laner. But will there be enough of a punch back as Jensen's ready to build a bunch of space in the front line, and they can't go any farther than past him. So it will be a 4 versus 4 as Diamond respawns. Front line is tanky. Jensen gonna have no problems here. Stunned up though. Cass gonna pull in one, and this could be Kumo at best a haymaker. He's gonna find the punch on a Gragas, but the Nexus is open. Is that gonna be enough? Triple is dying to minions. Alphari ults in, finds the kill. Armao burns him down though. And the Nexus laid bare. That will be the kill, but we'll pad the stats first. They'll fight a little bit longer. Jensen wants to pad the CS numbers, get that S+ that he deserves.
They're playing with their food.
10, 3, and 2. They're just getting the max gold, the max XP, and max pain. FlyQuest falls. Well done, Team Liquid.
If there is a game that, as a TL fan, you want to build confidence, you want something, this is that game. All of the things we were talking about, playing towards top side, calling that audible, just building on towards Alphari's advantage, and then just saying, okay, now, wherever that set goes, we are better. If Irelia is matching that matchup, he can't do a damn thing about it. And even that whole entire mid game in which FlyQuest was just bouncing between a Dragon and trying to find for picks, calm demeanor from Team Liquid as a whole.
Well done, Team Liquid. A victory on the board. Alphari improves to 3 and 4 personally here in the summer split. And they played the top lane. He straight up in the 1v1, blind picked his champion, said, it's Camille, what do you got? Kumo said, Sett. And he forced a TP at level 3. He said, cool, your TP's down. Let's take any fight. Yeah, one battle got turned around, but he got the TP back. Oh, I've got lane control still. Oh, you're down 2 minion waves, and I've got reinforcements. Welcome to top lane, baby. I am crushing you. And never was Kumo let back into the game. The rest of TL did really well. Jensen went up to 10, 3, and 2. He was not the man getting all the attention, but that man team fought great.
True. I mean, he's found his windows, and he was playing really well around it when he was on side lane. And also, it goes back to the importance of having such a vocal top laner. We talk about Huni in that respect. The same has to go towards Alphari, that even when he did get a triple team topside, died in that act, of course. Like, the confidence of saying, okay, well, I have TP advantage. I'll come in. I need to get my wave in. And Gragas was pathing there anyways. They knew that the Rumble was going to be in the opposite side of the map. So, knew what was going to happen. Yeah. Continued to push for it. Even brought the support topside. CoreJJ said, okay, I'm with you as well. This is a new, well, I want to say new for summer. Team Liquid that I love to see. Yeah, looking really good, capitalizing off of the fact that Alphari lane's better than basically everyone in the LCS. Top lane or otherwise, he's clapping people, and they turn it into a victory. So well done to Team Liquid. We're going to step away. But when we return, Tigers will be talking with